Hi, friends. Welcome to the Mastermind Moments podcast.
Hosted by your pals, Josh and Sasha.
Join us during our weekly mastermind as we collaborate on how to make the most out of our lives.
Not only are we going to mastermind our careers, we're going to work on all areas of life together.
Let's do it. Listen in as we make the most of our mastermind moments.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. I think I just made a mistake. I didn't realize that Paris and London were like 1 hour apart.
Yeah, do you know what? I woke up a little bit early to go for breakfast and I had a feeling, I was like, because we didn't discuss which time zone we were going to record in, right?
Yeah.
And I thought maybe you were going to text me at 10 and you did. So yeah, anyway, but here we are.
It's okay. I had no plans today, so it doesn't really matter. It's like that gave me an extra hour to like work on. I'm going to Lem. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Like the Champagne region of
Okay.
France. I have the day off on Thursday for Juneteenth because I'm still working on U.S. holidays. So I'm going to the Champagne region, and it gave me a chance to book my train, and
Nice.
I gotta plan out that trip today. So it gave me some time.
That's fun. That's
Yeah,
fun. How long are you going for?
just a day. I was gonna go for the day, Josh.
Yeah.
I was gonna go for the day,
Yeah.
and I invited a lover for the day, and then
Right.
he's like, "Why don't we just stay over and stay 2 days?" Okay, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's
Okay.
happening.
Cool. Cool. So you're going on a romantic escape.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going on a romantic escape. I'm gonna drink a lot of champagne and kiss a lot.
Yeah. Nice. Well, that sounds delightful. Sounds like the dream European summer.
Yeah, actually, I'm like fully living it up here in Paris, like full European summer. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, good. I can't complain. It's been a fucking manic week with the new job and some other stuff that I started off the week very stupidly, which we can get into when we briefly discussed in voice messages. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Excited for the next week.
Okay, let's spin a wheel.
Okay.
Okay. Growth and creativity. What challenges have you encountered on your journey of self-improvement?
I think that the biggest thing for me is consistency. Over the years, I've had so many epiphanies, I guess is probably the right word, where I'm going through a phase of, right, I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready to make this change, that change. And I make the changes, and then it's the sticking with it that's the hard part. And I think it's the same for a lot of people.
Yeah.
People want to change for the better, but it's actually when it comes to the consistent work that you need to put in, which is completely required, that's where they struggle. And that's definitely where I've struggled over the years, as recently as a couple of months ago. And we're talking 3 months now, actually, when I made those big changes in my mindset, in my health, in my fitness. And I have largely stuck with them. Not everything, but there's been certain things. And I've noticed, actually, just speaking now, actually, one by one, things have seemed to be slipping out of place, right? So
Okay.
that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it
Right.
is a bad thing if I don't get it under control, but I'm acknowledging it now. So when I started my journey of self-improvement a few months ago, it was no social media, no scrolling, and that included fucking literally every social media. I deleted my social medias because I didn't want to scroll.
Yeah.
It was about health and fitness, so eating 90% clean diet or as much as I can, working out. And one by one, those things have started to slip. Or I went away on my trip, I was still working out consistently, but I was eating much less healthy. So
Yeah.
the first thing to slip was the diet. And I wouldn't say it completely slipped. It wasn't as bad as it was a few months ago, but it did slip. I think I was of the opinion that because I'm working out now, I can allow myself to eat more shit, but actually my weight has just stagnated as a result, which is, at least it hasn't gone up. So that was the first thing. And then while I was away, I didn't work out at all. I was walking a lot, so I saw that as a replacement, but I didn't work out, didn't go for any runs, didn't go to the gym, even though I had gyms in some of my hotels. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't worked out since I've been back. I've been back for a week now and I haven't worked out. And then the final thing is scrolling. I wouldn't say I've been scrolling as bad as I was before, and I have been like limiting myself. So that's one good thing. But I've been catching myself scrolling on Instagram, and I'll get 3 or 4 reels in, and I'll go, wait, stop, and I'll stop. But it has been happening a bit too much recently. So I want to get back on track. But as I say, it's the consistency. And so that is my biggest issue, is definitely consistency and keeping it going. And yeah, that's the main thing for me, I think.
Yeah, for real. Like momentum, like keeping it going. And you go through ways where you're like on it and then ways where you're just not. And it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, it's definitely mindset. If I'm being, because we all know, like the listeners know, I tend to be exceptionally critical of myself. And when I'm beating myself up for not doing something or not doing something perfectly or whatever, and just being like, oh, like I'm not growing enough, whatever the fuck enough is, I tend to be really hard on myself. And then it makes me less motivated to continue to work on my self-improvement. So I'd say definitely mindset. If I'm in a place where I'm like, yeah, like looking at all these places where I'm growing and being super conscious about that and continuing to work on it, then yeah, like I tend to do more of it, and it tends to go, I don't want to say faster, but at a like more accelerated rate, I guess faster. If I'm being like, oh yeah, like I see the difference in my health, I see the difference in my community. Like when I see those differences, it makes me more motivated to continue, as opposed to like beating myself up for not having it done perfectly all the time. So yeah, for me, it's definitely mindset that gets in the way, like especially like the self-critical inner bully that tends to pop up.
Yeah. And I think that's probably another sort of very common issue for people, isn't it? Is definitely mindset and self-criticism and not feeling like you're doing enough as well. I think that's a big thing, and that's something that really crops up for me as well. So yeah, I think that probably resonates with quite a few people.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me what the heck is going on. This week was a huge week for you. You started work. You had a crazy like situation at the beginning of the week. You just came out for your trip. Tell everybody what's happening.
Yeah, so it has been a really crazy week. So I got back from Italy. So first of all, our flight was delayed by hours. So we were meant to get back to London at 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, and we were going to a festival that day. So I was like, we need to get back as quickly as possible so we can rest up and be ready for the festival. The flight was delayed by, I think, 2 hours in the end. We didn't end up getting home till 5. Luckily, we had an anytime entry ticket, and the first DJ we wanted to see wasn't on till 5, so we could sleep a good amount. But it wasn't ideal. And then before the festival, I had already decided that I wanted to partake in illegal activities.
I love that you
And
talk about this publicly. I think it's so funny.
yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't, but we are. So yeah, I'd already decided that I wanted to. And Savita was like, are you sure? You start your new job on Monday. Is this a good idea? And I was like, it's fine. Have you seen that episode of, I think we've spoken about this before, but that episode of Friends where
With
Ross is
Ross,
fine?
and he's, yeah.
I'm
But Ross is
fine.
like,
I'm
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me. And I was like, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to be okay. I'm a seasoned pro. I think the problem is I haven't taken any of that stuff since December last year. So a long time, by my standards anyway. And I think it's easy to forget when you go that long how much it fucks you up.
Yeah.
So I had an amazing time. I had an amazing day. I made so many friends. It was a good group. It was good music. And then Sunday, I felt horrendous. I didn't drink anything, so it wasn't a hangover where I'm coming from. It was horrible. Like I felt like physically ill. It was probably one of the worst come downs I've ever had.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I was like, okay, I'm going to accept it today. I feel horrendous, but I'll get an early night and I'll be fine tomorrow. I wasn't fine the next day, of course, and I wasn't fine on Tuesday. So I started my job, and I was being thrown all this intense information that I had to learn, and I was having to study, and just the first week in a new job is always tough, really
Yeah.
tough, because there's so much to learn. And I was just not feeling it. Like I was in such a bad place, and as I say, felt physically ill as well. which it was just that bad. So that was a big mistake. And luckily, I still think I gave a fairly good account of myself in those first couple of days, considering. And I think luckily, again, it was a lot of people talking to me. So I didn't necessarily, talking at me, so I didn't necessarily have to interact that much.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. Monday, Tuesday felt horrendous. Wednesday, I felt much better. And thank God, because I had to go to a conference on Wednesday and Thursday. So I had to travel up to the Midlands in the UK, a few hours from London, for a conference and meet the team for the first time. Again, I had to be active so I could give a good account of myself. And so I felt much better on Wednesday, luckily. And I think it went really well. I met my team, I met a bunch of new people, networked a bit, and I think it went really well. So that was good. And I met my boss, and one of the first things he said to me was, it was actually it was a little bit sad. Like, I felt a little bit bad for him, but it was interesting that he opened up to me like that. He was like, Josh, life hasn't really worked out for me. I'm in my 50s now. I don't have kids. I don't even have a partner. He said, but I'm happy. He said, I'm happy. I've got a good job and I live the party boy lifestyle. I do drugs. I drink a lot. And I was like, my boss is fucking telling me this at this major, like, big company. I'm like, is this just how corporate is? You hear a lot about big corporations and how everyone's doing drugs and partying and whatever and drinks a lot. And I was like, is this just how it is? Like, they're this open about it?
Yeah.
So that kind of made me feel a bit better about Monday and Tuesday. And like, I was honestly, and I'm thank God I didn't, because this would have been a fucking terrible idea. I was this close to opening up about Monday and Tuesday. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Oh, by the way, boss, I was having a horrendous come down on my first 2 days of the new job. Yeah, that would have been fucking stupid.
That's something I would have done, actually.
Yeah, and the problem is drink was involved. So we were out like drinking after the conference on the first day, and they can drink, like they can carry their drink, I guess, again, because they probably do drink a lot being in the world that they are in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't keep up because I'm not a big drinker at the moment, so my tolerance is very low, and I really couldn't keep up with them. But there was a lot of opening up. And then the end of the night, I had enough. I was tired. I was running on very little sleep, still recovering from the come down in some ways, like the other side of it.
Yeah.
And I told them I was going to go back to the hotel. And my hotel was about a 10-minute drive or a 50-minute walk. And me being a walker, as we've discussed very recently, and I was only, so bear in mind, I'm on a 95-day streak of walking 10,000 steps a day. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was 11 p.m. and it looked like I was about to break that. Like, I was on 1,000 steps and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm hitting this target. So I decided to make the walk back to the hotel.
Okay.
And the walk back to the hotel was down country roads that had no street lights, no sidewalk, lots of cars, probably quite a few drunk drivers at that time. And it was fucking terrifying. It was
Oh my God.
the stupidest idea, probably the scariest walk I've ever done. For 50 minutes, I was having to dodge cars. I had my flashlight on, so I tried to make people aware that I was there by holding that up.
Okay.
And it was fucking terrifying, but I made it back. I did make it back. I got a call from my colleague about 5 minutes after I made it back saying, Josh, are you alive? We're so worried about you because that walk is not safe.
Yeah.
But I got my 10,000 steps, and that's all that matters.
That's all that
it was
matters.
a life or death thing, and I chose life, and I got my 10,000 steps. So life is good.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that the rest of the week went pretty well. Work has been, as I say, really intense. I think, as I say, so much to learn, but I'm really excited about it. I think it's a huge opportunity. Just 1 week in, I can see what a really cool company it is to work for. And then it looks good on my resume, and I can really see myself being there long term. And it's also a good sign that the majority of my team have been there for a long time. Like, they've all been there for at least 3 years, rising to 25 years in some cases. So
Wow.
that's always a good sign, right?
Yeah, big time.
So yeah, I can see longevity for the first time in a long time in a job, which is great. And I'm just excited. I want to get started with the actual job now. I think I've probably got one more week or a few more days of training. In the meantime, though, I will say my boss was so impressed with me at the conference that he has now put me forward for another conference next week. Now, bear in mind, the conference we just went to, the whole team was there. So it wasn't like special. It was more of a kind of training thing, like a corporate training day, basically.
Okay.
Next week, next Thursday, because he thought I did so well and was so impressive on my first time meeting everyone, he's put me forward for a conference which is being hosted at one of the biggest cricket grounds in the country. You know what cricket is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm half Indian, yo.
No, right, of course, yeah, but you've never been, so.
No, but it's a huge thing in Australia. Like I watch it a bit
Of
in
course,
Australia, but yeah, I know the game.
Yeah, so cricket is obviously huge here, and yeah, so it's being hosted at the cricket ground on a rooftop bar, and it's basically going to be like 500-600 clients of theirs, like big clients, and they're coming, and there's a bunch of speakers coming, and they basically want me to go and network and impress. And I looked at the list of people going, so that they added me to a group chat of like people from the company going. It's like directors, like the directors are going, like the heads of various departments, and me. So
The new
it's
kid.
really, yeah, the new kid. So it's a real honor that they've invited me and want me
Yeah.
there. And it is a fucking massive opportunity for me to A, network, and B, really make an impression on the directors. And that's, I think I said to you when I got the job, like one of the things that I'm most excited about with this job,
Yeah.
the opportunity to network and to, as a result, move through the ranks, through the company, see opportunity for progression. And my end goal with this is, as I say, very much long term. I really want to be moving into kind of like director's position within the company, possibly even C-suite positions at some, and we're talking that would be like 30 years probably.
Right.
Actually, maybe that's a stretch because that's retirement age, but still, maybe 20 years. That's my end goal, is I want to move right to the top. And
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see the pathway there. So it's a really exciting time. And yeah, I'm really glad. I feel like I've absolutely made the right decision. I think sometimes it's easy to get bogged down in worrying about like the opportunity cost and missing out on the company I've left and whatever I've left behind. But I do feel really good about this. And as I say, the first week has been tough, self-inflicted in the first instance, but it's also just been a lot to take on.
Yeah.
And it will be for the next couple of weeks, but I'll get there. And it's a huge opportunity. So I'm very excited.
It's super cool. And it's really cool to think about how we started recording a little over a year ago, like within a couple weeks, like basically about a year ago. And it's interesting and really cool to see how one of the main topics of discussion for the last however many months, starting last year, was you feeling unsatisfied, like dissatisfied in your career and unhappy with where you were and questioning what you wanted to do and where you wanted to go and what you like, where you wanted to move. And like you quit your job like one time and then again, like and you've been going through these ups and downs, and it's so refreshing. And it's really refreshing to be like, wow, like this was something you wanted. This is something you set out to do about a year ago and you fucking did it. And like, now you're at the beginning of this new chapter. You're at the beginning of this new phase, and it's something that you've wanted for so long. And I think it's definitely something to be proud of, definitely something to celebrate. And I know you did celebrate like when on your trip to Asia, but like it's really cool to look back and think about it. If you go back and listen to our first episode, and just because it's been about a year and you were just super unhappy in your career, and look at you now and you're like, you're feeling really inspired. You can see the goal, you can see like the path, and that's very cool. And I'm really excited and happy for you. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, no, it is. And as you say, like over the years, you've seen it firsthand that there's been so much uncertainty, so much jumping around in my career. And I do feel I'm a week in. I can't comment yet, but I do feel really good about this. I think a lot of people in my position this week probably would have been bogged down by how intense it's been.
Yeah.
It's been nonstop, and there's been days where I was meant to finish at 5, or my boss said, Josh, you can clock off early. But I actually ended up staying on till 7, 8 because I wanted to study the stuff I need to learn. And they
Yeah.
are piling on the pressure. They're saying, we want you to hit X targets by the end of the month. It's going to be tough. If I wasn't proactive, that would be really tough.
Yeah.
But luckily I have been. And again, in previous jobs, I wouldn't have been. In previous jobs, I would have sat back and gone, oh, he's letting me off at 4 o'clock. Thank God. I can just relax for the evening. But in this job, I'm so desperate to make it work
Yeah.
and to make a success of it.
Yeah.
That
Have
I'm
that
going
hunger.
to. I have a real hunger right now, actually. And it's an unusual feeling. I haven't felt that like since I can remember, possibly ever, about a job.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I might actually start the actual job and fucking hate it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening though. Just again because of the company that I'm working for. They are such a good company and famously just a good employer, one of the top employers in the country. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Life is good. I can't complain. As I said at the beginning of the episode, I need to get back on my physical health kick.
Okay.
I think.
So you think career is up, physical health is down a bit?
Physical health is definitely down. I started the week last week with physical health probably at a 1, honestly, just
Okay.
because of physical and mental health at a 1 for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
The conversation I had with Savita about this exact thing, about how to get back on track, was my first week in the new job. I need to give myself less pressure, put less pressure on myself so that I can settle into the job, because it was always going to be an intense week.
Yeah.
And then basically starting this coming week or the following week, really start to understand how my days are going to look, because I'm still working from home, but I will work from the office quite a bit. So I'm going into the office on Tuesday, Wednesday. And what does that look like? So how can I ensure that I'm working out every day? How can I ensure that I'm eating healthily every day? How can I ensure that I have the time to set aside to work on the podcast and social media every day? And I think what that probably looks like is waking up early. In this instance, I don't think I need to wake up at 6 in the morning or 6:06. I think that has gone completely out the window now, which is crazy considering how long I was talking about that shit.
Yeah.
But I think even if I wake up like an hour and a half early, at the moment, I'm probably waking up 10 minutes before I have to start work.
Okay. Are
But
you
if-
remote or are you going to the office or like hybrid
Well,
or
so
what?
I'm technically fully remote. That's what it's advertised as.
Okay.
But the office is an amazing office. Again, like one of the famous offices in London.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking cool. And I think I will try and spend as much time as possible in there.
Okay.
I'm allowed to. I don't have to constantly work from home, but I can if I want to. So
Okay. So it's like a hybrid kind of.
yeah. Well, as I say, technically it is remote, but I think just to take advantage of a nice office and B, just socializing and also networking. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be really important. My boss said to me, your personal brand is huge in this. So you need to go into the office when you can, meet everyone, rub shoulders with everyone, and that's how you're going to progress.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will spend plenty of time in the office. I think on days when I go into the office, my routine will look a bit different and probably just a bit of an earlier start. But they have a gym in the office. They have a really nice gym inside the office. So
Okay.
on days where I'm in the office, I don't necessarily have to wake up early to work out. I could just go and do it in the office. That's a really good point. Yeah, I don't need to really alter my routine. So on those days when I'm going into the office, I can just wake up a bit earlier to work on the podcast or see what that looks like. So the next couple of weeks, I think, are about really finding my feet in my routine
Yeah.
with the new job and the new schedule. So I'll get back on track. I will. And well, that was the other thing I wanted to mention about physical
Okay.
health. There has been something that's been happening in my body that I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I have a feeling I have a suspicion of what it is, but it doesn't feel good. I have just been having this like really acidic, like burning sensation in like my stomach, in like my chest area, various different parts of my sort of like torso, basically.
Yeah.
And I ultimately put it down to having quite an acidic diet over the last few weeks. When I was in Asia, I was eating a lot of spicy food. In Italy, I was eating not necessarily acidic, but bad food. I was eating pizza with fries on every fucking day.
Yeah.
I was drinking coffee, which is not me. I'm not a coffee drinker. I can't deal with caffeine.
Yeah.
I love the taste of coffee, but I can't deal with the caffeine side of things. And then since I've been back, I've been drinking, not that much, but I have been drinking. I've been mixing alcohols, and it's culminated in a point this week where I'm like, my God, I feel like shit. Like I feel every time I have a Coke now, like even Diet Coke, whatever, just any sort of sparkling drink, it I feel it so hard in my stomach. Like it
Yeah.
burns. It feels like I've just drunk acid.
Ah.
So I think my plan starting today, tomorrow, whatever, immediately is to have no carbonated drinks, like just ideally water, but maybe some juice here or there, but just avoid acidic drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then just eat clean. Eat clean. I think we were messaging about this earlier in the week, and I was debating whether to get a kebab or to cook something myself at home. And this was on like the second or first or second day of the come down as well. And I decided to cook at home, and it was A, fucking delicious and one of my favorite like wholesome meals, and B, I felt so much better after. I didn't feel any kind of this acidy feeling. It was so nice. So I just need to get back on track with that because I've really fallen off with the healthy eating in particular for quite a
Yeah.
while, even before the trip, as I said.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. It takes the healthy eating, the physical health always goes in ups and downs. But as long as you're getting back on track with it, like you were traveling for a couple weeks and you can't go to Asia and then not indulge.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're getting back on track now, and that's really all that matters,
That's
honestly.
it. That's it. That's all I can do.
Yeah, completely.
So yeah, that's me in a nutshell, in a large nutshell. How are you? What have you been up to?
I've been great. I'm so happy.
Nice.
I'm so happy. I'd say like physical environment is like top right now. I'm here in Paris. I've been here like 2.5 weeks now, and I love it. Like community living is really built for me. Like I love that at any hour of the day, there are people hanging out and I can have people time. The only thing I don't love about it is that the common spaces aren't as clean as I would like because I'm like, you know me, I'm a clean person. But when you share when you share 3 kitchens with 30 people or like 20 people, like things get messy. And everyone does their part, and but sometimes people don't, and it's gross. And you have to not think about it too hard. Like you have to be like, oh, don't think about the fact that 20 other people are using this thing right now. Like you just have to not just push it in the back of your mind. But honestly,
Yeah.
like I spend so much time with my housemates, like every night, like during the day, everyone's like kind of working. The nice thing about this house is that everyone's like a working professional for the most part. There's some people who don't work, but everyone's a working professional. And after work, like everyone comes home and makes dinner, and sometimes people share or whatever. And then we all just hang out, and we have this like gorgeous garden, a tuk-tuk, I think that's the name of the game, like a tuk-tuk court. And just like we have like tables, and everyone just hangs out there in the evening. It's so beautiful. The weather is so
Nice.
gorgeous, and we hang out there all night. Like it's been so difficult to go to sleep before 2 or 3 a.m. just because
Really?
because people are just hanging out and it's just fun. It's just enjoyable. It's awesome. Like I'm definitely built for community living, and I think about my ex and I'm like, wow, he would not have survived this. Like
Really?
this would have been his worst nightmare. Like he would have hated this.
What, just be the part of being around people the whole time, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And to think about like how much I feel like I'm thriving. Like I've been here 2 weeks and I feel like already very integrated into this thing. I've met other new people, and the new people are like, wow, you've only been here 2 weeks? I thought you've been here forever. I was like, no, I literally just got here, but I feel so integrated. And I'm really enjoying community living. I'm loving being in Paris. It's funny because I'm here for the summer. I have pretty much exactly 2 months before I leave, and I feel like there's not enough time to do all the things I want to do and go to the places I want to go to and see all the people I want to see. But then I'm also just, Europe is always going to be here. I don't need to put pressure. And that's the other thing about being here. I feel like my mental health has also really elevated quite a lot.
Yeah.
Where I don't feel as much, like there are places I want to go, and I'm sure I can make it happen. I might just go during the weekdays and like work from a place, which is totally cool, which I think would probably be a better thing because I also don't want to miss out on what's happening here in the house. There's so much happening. Like we have a lot going on. I don't want to have the FOMO of being like, oh my God, like I'm leaving, or we're having a party this weekend, or I'm leaving. And like we had the Olympics this past Saturday. where all the houses, like there's a company that has these community living houses and all the houses came together and we did like an Olympics on Saturday or yesterday.
Nice. That's so cool. Olympics, like doing what kind of thing?
Like it was this really cool like restaurant, and then it was like an enclosed like sand place. I'll send you videos, but it was like beach volleyball, like cornhole, dodgeball, ping pong, like they
In this,
just
all in this one place.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so we like rotated playing games and everyone played everyone, and then
Nice.
I just love my team, my house is so competitive. I love it because we've been talking about it for the whole week. Like the whole house has been talking about it. We went on Thursday to go practice spike ball in the park because no one knew how to play
Yeah.
except for me, but we went to the park to play spike ball with like train, and we took it so seriously, and then we got there and we ended up coming in we were in first, and then we ended up coming in fourth, and Martine was like, that's not right. So the boys from our team literally went to the people organizing and they're like, let us see the scores. Let us see all the scoring. And they're like, these are all wrong. They're like, fix it. And then we ended up coming in first. And I
Oh,
was
you
like,
actually did still?
Yeah. And I was like, first of all, that's so petty. But second of all, I was like, I love how competitive my house
Yeah.
is because I'm
Good for
like
them.
that too. And it's just really fun. But I don't want to have FOMO. I don't want to go somewhere and then be like, oh my God, I'm missing out on what's happening in the house. So I think today I'm going to take some time and look at the summer and being like, okay, these are like the times where I can go to the different country. Like even if it's during the week while people are like working, whatever, go work from a different country for 4 or 5 days and just enjoy it that way.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good solution, but I think it's something I'm going to look into today. But mental health has been great. Like I really feel like the inner workaholic in me is being healed right now. I don't feel stressed as much. Like I don't really feel pressure to do all these things. I'm just like, oh, this isn't necessary, so just put it off. Like just it's not necessary right now to buy DJ decks and learn how to DJ right this second. Like it's okay. Like it's not necessary right now to go find my volunteer work. Like it's okay. It's okay to just chill. Like it's okay to just enjoy. I don't know, this French Parisian culture about enjoying your life and like working to live, not living to work is just so refreshing, and I feel myself immersing in this culture. And also something I really fucking love about this house too and the people here is that everyone is so present with one another. Like it drives me absolutely nuts when people are hanging out in a group of people and then everyone's on their fucking phones. That's not what's happening at all. And if that's happening, it happens for 2 seconds to show somebody something and then put it away.
That's really nice. So very present.
Yeah, people are so present. And I think everyone who's chosen to live here, not everyone, but like a lot of people who chose to live here knows that they're here for community living. Like on Friday, our like house ambassador, he's, oh, I'm gonna have a barbecue. And everyone brought something. He cooked for everybody. I brought cocktails and wine. Like someone brought the bread, someone brought the vegetables. Like, and we just had this gorgeous like Friday night barbecue. It's just it's so cute. I'm obsessed with it. And it's just, I don't know. But also the other thing is that no one ever fucking leaves the house because it is so much fun to be in the house that no one goes and explores Paris. And I'm like, guys, like the other houses, they go to fucking karaoke and they go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
We just always hang out here because it's like a casino. Like time just keeps going and you never have to leave. You don't have to leave for food because someone's cooking something. Like we have a cinema room and a speakeasy and like a garden. Like no one ever leaves.
That sounds fucking sick. That sounds so cool.
It's so cool. It's so cool. It's like my favorite. I love being here so much.
I didn't even know this was a thing until
They have houses in London.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Yeah. The company's called Cohabs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have houses
It's
in
such a
London.
cool idea. You told me about it when you were going over there, and I was like, that sounds like a really interesting concept. It sounds like a glorified hostel in some ways.
Kind of. It's like an
but it
adult
sounds
frat house.
Yeah, right. But it sounds much, much nicer than a hostel experience. When you're traveling and you go stay in hostels, you meet people, there's that community vibe. But yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. It sounds so cool.
It's awesome. And people are like here. And it's the thing about a hostel is that people are always coming and going, right? You could be meeting someone and they're leaving that day or the next day or whatever. Here, everyone's here for at least like 1 to 3 months at least. Like some people have been in the house this house opened like 9 months ago. So some people have been here since the beginning. So it's very much so like that. And I freaking love it. Am I shitting where I'm eating? Yes. Have I started hooking up with one of my housemates? Yes.
That's
Like,
okay. That's
it's
okay.
fine.
Listen, you're only there for what, another month or so, another month and a half,
2.
like
2 months.
okay, for 2 more months. 2 months in the grand scheme of things is nothing. And if it goes bad, which I don't think it will by the sounds of things, then it happens and you move on. You're there for another couple of months. And I don't see any issue with it, actually. Because I remember when you first told me about it like a week or so ago, you
Yeah.
preempted how I was going to react. You were like, I know, Josh, don't shit where you eat. And I was like, actually, that wasn't one of the first things that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And we discussed this. One of the first things that came to mind is just be careful with men, right? And we've
Yes.
discussed this so many times over the last few months.
Oh, so many.
But I think it's healthy. And as I said to you when we discussed this, it sounds to me like this is the way that you should be living this year, right? This is your hot girl summer. This is your hot girl 2025, the way it should be done. And as long as it doesn't get too serious and overly
Yeah.
serious, you're just being careful with your emotions, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. You're hooking up with hot European men, and what are you doing in Europe if you're not doing that? So
Yeah, for real. The only disappointment really is that there's only one right now. Come on.
exactly.
What is happening?
Exactly. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready for more. Hello.
Right.
Come find
yeah.
me. Like, I'm here.
Scream
I'm
it from the
available.
rooftop.
Hello. Open
French
for
men.
business. French men, please. Yeah, that's happening. I'd say so. Like, romance is like there. Like, everything's good. I'd say like, physical health is like good, but also not good. Good in the sense that I'm exercising so much. Like, I'm going to the gym
Nice.
and I'm walking like 1 to 3 hours a day. I'm really exercising. I'm not eating a ton just because I hate first of all, I hate cooking, but I especially hate cooking in this kitchen.
Okay. Why?
Because it's disgusting.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's so and also it's just like huge, and you just feel like exposed. And like, I don't know. I'm just like,
Disgusting, like people don't clean up after themselves.
Sometimes, yeah. And then I just like, and then I don't, yeah. It's like gross. Like people, I don't know. And then also just, it's just a big kitchen, and I feel I don't like it. Like I don't like cooking in general, but especially not in this kitchen. It's not for me. So I'm not eating a ton, but I'm like, whatever. It's how the French girls stay skinny. So in that way, physical health is good, but also like I'm partying. Like I'm smoking every day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm smoking because that's a cultural thing here. Like everyone goes outside and sits in the sacred smoke circle, and we're out there till 3 o'clock in the morning, like just
Right,
hanging
yeah.
out. So
But I think there's nothing particularly wrong with that, right? Do you feel it's impacting your health at all?
my throat's hurting. So like I'm taking,
Okay.
like today I slept in, like sleep as much as possible, like rest up, take some time. And that's why it's not going well. So right now as I am partying, I'm not drinking a ton. Like I had drinks yesterday, and I didn't have any drinks Friday. I had 1 drink Friday, but I had some drinks yesterday, but didn't overdo it. Like just like 3 drinks over the
Yeah.
span of like a couple hours, maybe 4. And then, yeah, but I have been smoking like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
whatever.
As
It's the
long as
summer, it's fine.
Exactly. It's summer. You're in Europe. Enjoy
Like,
yourself.
I'm
if
enjoying myself.
if you don't see it taking an impact on your, I think, mental health more than anything, I think that's the most important thing when it comes to smoking. And if you do that too much, and it can take its toll.
Yeah.
But if you don't see that, then I don't see any harm.
No, I just feel happy. I'd say the only area right now that feels like a little bit like down is career. But even then, like for my 9 to 5, I'm here in the Paris office. Like I know me being here for the summer looks so good for the company. Like I'm the only employee who's ever done this, who's worked from both offices. Like I know I'm really, like I think career-wise in that area is going well. And also the podcast, like I'm still doing everything for the pod, not as like focused on, I don't know, my to-do list really. And also I always have 4 to-do lists going at all times. So the travel one is diminished quite a lot because I'm not traveling every 2 weeks right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's a lot off my to-do list right now. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel good. I just feel fucking good.
It sounds like you feel quite light right now. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Could I be working harder? Yeah, but at the same time, like I'm really enjoying my time so much. Like whatever. Like it's fine.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I wanted to touch on, you mentioned I need to get this the right way around because my head's jumbled now. So
That's fine.
the working to
work.
live rather than living to work, right? Yeah, it's that way around. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a dilemma. This is like a debate that I've been having internally.
Right. We talked about this over voice messages. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And this is a debate that I've had for a long time, right? I think in all of my jobs that I've done, I've always very much worked to live, right? And work was like very much in the back burner. I briefly touched on it before, how I would work only the hours I needed to work. And then
Yeah.
I would go and live my life and spend the money that I'd earned and worked not that hard for. Well, that's not true. I'd work very hard for it, but I'd work limited so I could live my life.
Right.
And then when I took this job, the whole idea was that I'm going to completely shift that mindset to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and really have my life revolve around work now. And so I'm basically living to work. This is the kind of mindset that I wanted to go into this job with. And, you know, I see people in the corporate world who have dedicated their entire life to a company. I see people who I've met this past week who have dedicated the last 20 years to the company I'm working for. And I'm like, when I'm settling down, which I think I'm getting to that point now in my life, that's probably the direction I should be heading in. And so that means living a little bit less, and that means partying less, traveling less, working more, and really indulging myself in the company corporate culture. But then hearing you and other people, it's quite a common thing in the modern world, say shifting to, or not say, but shifting towards, seeing that shift towards the whole working to live. I keep having to think about it and take it slowly so that I get it right. It makes me think about it and think, am I going to burn myself out by taking this approach, and how can I avoid it? And I look at people who have burnt out and had issues with working too much, and I'm like, am I going to get to that point? Or if I'm enjoying it enough and I'm still living a healthy lifestyle around it, am I going to be okay? So if I'm working out every day, eating healthily, keeping myself healthy, and still focusing on every area of my wheel, am I going to still be okay? I don't know. It's a debate that I've been having internally for quite a while, like for years, to be honest.
Yeah.
But especially now that I am making this shift towards working harder and longer and dedicating myself to work, it's something that's really playing on my mind a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what you think.
What I think, because right now it feels like we're flip-flopping. Like, I feel like I've typically lived to work and
Yeah.
you've worked to live, and now
Yeah.
we're switching, where I'm like working to live and you're living to work. And I think that's okay. Like, I think in the same way that the wheel of life, like certain areas will go up and down, and that it's always like you're never going to have a perfect wheel. It's very difficult to have a perfect wheel. And even if you do, like, still, there's always areas to improve. In that same way, I think there are seasons of life. Like, there are seasons of life where you're grinding and you're doing the work and putting in the work. And there are seasons where you're fucking enjoying, because you need both. You really do need both. Like, you need the work and the purpose and the grit and the hustle and the grind and the improvement and the, like, absolute intensity and hunger to get your shit done. Like, you need that, but you also need the other side of enjoying the fruits of your labor, like enjoying life, really just sitting back and being present to it all, because you really can't have one without the other. It's like good and bad. Like, you need both to have an equilibrium. And I think there's seasons of life where one's going to take over and the other one's going to take over, and it might be seasons as in like weeks, days, years, whatever, like months, like it doesn't matter. I think that it'll shift for sure. Like, this example is like last year I was grinding. And like, how much was I grinding? Because I was I've been grinding and hustling for a long time, but I was grinding last year, and I don't know how much of that was because I was like very lonely in my relationship, and like it occupied a lot of time. Like, how much of it was that, and how much it was that I just felt like this hunger and desire. And this year, like, I'm still working, and I'm still working very hard, but it has taken a bit of a back burner of my priorities, because this year I'm really wanting to focus on other areas, and that's okay. I just think there's a balance.
Yeah. And I think the only way you can find that balance is by experiencing it and through it, right? So, you know, over the next month or so, I'm going to pour everything into this job, right? Even like on the weekends, later today, I'm going to spend a lot of this evening probably studying and really dedicating myself to the job.
Yeah.
And after a month, I might go, okay, well, this is working or this isn't working. And I'll start to understand what approach works, and if me pouring every bit of energy I have right now into work is working. I'll have a good understanding of that after a month or so. So I think time will tell.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is that over the last 10 years or so since I've been working, which is fucking crazy that I've been working for 10 years. It's actually terrifying. I am so old, but I forgot what I was saying now. I've got so bogged down in the fact that I'm so old.
You're
No, but
not
I
old. You're
no,
literally in your
I'm joking.
20s.
I know, I'm joking.
But come on.
No, but yeah, I look at the last 10 years and I have a lot to be proud, of course, but I've never identified myself with my career, right? And we've spoken about this before. I have always identified myself with my hobbies and with my extracurricular activities,
Yeah.
but never have I identified myself with work and with my job and what I'm doing. And as a result, I've never felt that proud of what I do. I've never felt that kind of fulfillment from what I do. So what I really want from this job and from my future now, as I step towards my 30s, is something that I can really identify with and really be proud of. And I've been going around talking to people, friends. I went to a birthday party yesterday where I met a lot of people and feeling proud about what I do. When people have been asking me what it is that I do, I'm like, yeah, I work for Zupa. I do this for them. And I'm like, it's something to be proud of and something I can really identify with. And I think that's for the first time in my career, I really feel that way.
Yeah.
And so as a result, I want to be in a position where, 10 years down the line, I've poured everything I have, maybe that's a stretch, but poured everything into my job.
Yeah.
And I can look back and go, wow, like I have achieved and I have so much to be proud of. And I think where this probably stems from a lot is I've looked at various people, clients that I've worked with previously who are super wealthy, career people. My granddad, who was a very basic word, a very successful journalist, and he
Yeah.
dedicated his entire life to journalism. He was incredibly reputable, incredibly well known, and he really built that reputation for himself because he dedicated himself to his career. And I want that. I want to be recognized in the industry as someone who is a sort of household name. That's
Yeah.
sort of my goal, and I'm not going to get there if my work revolves around my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I really need to pour myself into work to get to that point, as I'm trying to make now. But as I say, time will tell what the best approach is and what works for me, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, seasons of life. Seasons of life. Like right now, like you are a young male working professional. And that's something also to consider too. Like I know like I'm grinding too and whatever, like I'm a woman, but I think there's an extra added pressure for men as well to build a kingdom.
Mm,
And I think that's probably starting to kick in a lot,
100%.
especially
Yeah.
considering shit with your relationship as well. I think that there's probably that underlying pressure to like really build your kingdom. And that's cool. Like amazing.
That's 100% right. I think that's the other thing as to why I've suddenly made this mental shift is that this is probably the most serious relationship I've been in. Not probably, it is. It's getting to a point now where those conversations are cropping up. And she's said where she wants to be in 5 years, literally 5 years. I have never really thought about it in that way. I've always thought when it happens, when I have kids, whatever. But now there's suddenly that added pressure that I've never had before to grow up and to actually provide. And as you say, build my kingdom.
Yeah.
So that I can provide for a future family. And so that is definitely an added pressure that didn't exist before. I really do need to start thinking about that. And even if I was 28, 29 and single, I'd probably be in a very different headspace where I was still partying, still living my life, but I'm not in that position anymore. And I'm in a relationship for pretty much coming up in a year and a half now. It's getting serious. It's not a fresh relationship anymore. So I do need to start thinking about the providing side of things. Now all I have to do is really provide for myself, which is easy with the money that I'm on and with the sort of job that I have. It's easy, but as more people start to come into the equation, I need to think about that. So yeah, that's a good point.
It's added pressure for sure. Like it's definitely there and that's okay. And like again, seasons of life. Like men typically, I'd say like late 20, like mid to late 20s through I don't know, till whenever, like they are fucking grinding and hustling. Not to say women aren't, but there is like a biological factor.
Yeah, I know, definitely. But I've also, on that note, I've seen you pour yourself into work and work really take over your kind of well-being, take over what you're thinking about. So you've definitely, I would say, from my perspective, been through those seasons as well, right?
Yeah.
But now you're going through this season where you are working to live.
I'm working to live. I'm working to live, and I'm
And you are
living it the
living.
hell up.
There you go. There you go.
And this year, that's what this year is about for me, right? Have as
Exactly.
much fun as possible, learn about myself through the process, like. And something else to note is we talked about this last week about the pressure I've been putting on myself to practice French. Like, I think every day I'm understanding more and like definitely practicing more and more every day. It does help that like my lover is French.
So are you speaking mostly in French or kind of a mix?
He's trying to learn English, so he speaks English to me and I speak French to him,
Right.
which is so cute. Well, whatever.
Got a nice bit of day going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole house speaks franglais, like the whole
Yeah.
house, because everyone's doing that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm feeling better about it and feel less pressure. And it's just, the switching the music and podcasts, like I've been here and there with it. Like some days I'm like, I just want to fucking listen to my Friday playlist because it's Friday, or like whatever. And it's not to put pressure on myself about that because it's like, it's fine. Like I'm speaking French at the office. I'm speaking French at the house, like doing my best as long as I'm practicing every day and I'm feeling good about it. Like whatever, who cares? It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good headspace to be in. I think, listen, you're living your life at the moment, and to put pressure on yourself in situations like that, or in any situation, you don't need it. You are a free spirit right now, and there's no need to put pressure on yourself for anything, really.
Yeah.
I think you're in France for a couple of months, and it's a great opportunity to practice I was about to say practice your Spanish, but practice your Italian and
German.
everything but French. But don't put yourself under too much pressure. If you leave in a couple of months and you've had a fucking amazing time, which it sounds like you are already, but you look back and you're like, wow, what a 2 months, what a couple of months. But your French hasn't necessarily been brushed up on, it's not really going to matter at the end of the day. You probably would kick yourself for it. And I guess there's that element of pressure, but you're not going to regret the summer that you've had just because of that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, regardless, I still feel my French improving now. Like, it's every day I understand a little bit more. Every day I'm speaking a little bit more. And like, by then in summer, I'll be fine. Just chill. Just chill the fuck out, bitch. Just chill the fuck out. Just enjoy it. Just drink more French wine and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Do you know what? I love this for you. Like, I hear the voice messages you send, which have picked up recently, which I am very grateful for.
Yeah, finally, right?
The voice messages, and obviously we catch up on here, and I am living vicariously through you at the moment. People tell me that all the fucking time about me. Like, they see my Instagram, they're like, I'm living vicariously. Please keep posting. I'm living through you. I live through your stories as a single man. No, I'm not a single man. As a man in a relationship, hearing your stories is like listening to a TV show at times, like listening to a kind of a crazy podcast where just these crazy things keep happening. It's like, I've never seen Sex and the City, but it's what I imagine Sex and the City.
Yeah, it's insane. And the thing about the voice messages I send for the listeners is like the voice messages, like here we talk about like stuff we can talk about on the podcast, and in the voice messages, both of us will be like, oh yeah, we can talk about that more on the pod. But in the voice messages, I specifically save things to talk about that I don't want to talk about publicly or don't want to talk about publicly yet. There are definitely insane stories, like absolutely insane stories that I'll share eventually, but I'm saving them for when I get signed, honestly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think when either one of the podcasts blows up, there has to be a spin-off of Sasha's X-Files. The ones that kind of couldn't quite make the cut initially, but that would pop.
Oh my God, my therapist was telling me, wait, so you and Josh have a podcast and then you voice message all the time, and those voice messages are just the things that you are like too insane to put on the podcast or too crazy or too personal, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, if this podcast blows up, like those voice messages are going to be worth like a stupid amount.
Exactly. Exactly. Gold dust. Yeah.
Can you imagine if I'm sure I could pull some of those voice messages and bleep out like names and stuff and put them in there. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's definitely whatever. Also, this is like unrelated, but I am so excited to see you.
Oh my God, me too.
I'm so
I mean,
excited.
we're talking a couple of weeks now.
I think so. What, like 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Something like that. So we're going to be celebrating my favorite holiday together.
Of course, yeah,
4th of
absolutely.
fucking July. Not that
Or
it.
could you find any celebrations?
No.
It'll be us.
It's going to be us. We'll have burgers and we'll just, or hot
We'll
dogs
have
or something.
burgers. We can try and get some fireworks in. We can have a great time at Rufus the next day.
We're going to have the most insane weekend
It's
ever.
gonna be so good.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. I booked my train. I'm stoked. I'm really excited. It should be so much fun. Oh, I love this. We'll have to, I don't know. I'm just so happy. I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy
Good.
my life.
I see it in your face.
Yeah.
I hear it in your voice, and I'm so happy for you. So long may it continue.
Oh, fingers fucking crossed, my dude. Fingers fucking crossed. And for all y'all out there, are you living to work or working to live? What season of life are you in right now? Let us know. Let us know on the pod. Let us know on the socials, and we'll get it going.
Amen.
Amen. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and follow along on social media.
If you would like us to help you mastermind something in your life, please send us a message.
We'll see you next week on the Mastermind Moments podcast.